Hello everyone, welcome to another Star Wars Black Series figure tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to fix the proportions of the 2020 Walmart exclusive Mandalorians. And in case you didn't notice, the ones that came out had a little bit of an issue with proportions. They were kind of shorter and stockier. Their arms came all the way down to their mid-thighs, which is if you look at a regular human being, yeah, that's not really where the hands lie. They look kind of just sort of like little gremlins. So I did some modifications to the neck and the waist to raise the torso and raise the neck, and I think it made them look so much better. So I'm going to show you how to do that in this tutorial. Real quick, I do have to give credit for the idea for originally doing this to Robo from TheFwoosh. I was watching his review of these guys, and I saw that he said that it might be possible to do this, so I thought, what the heck, I'll try it out and just do a Vaseline and hot glue joint that I usually do on necks on the torso as well, and it worked. So yeah, original video goes to him. I'm going to link his video in the description so you can check out his review that originally inspired me to do this. First thing you're going to need is a drill. I do think you only really need one drill bit, but you can use more if you want. You're also going to need a hot glue gun, and of course, Vaseline, and you're going to use some sort of X-Acto knife or hobby knife. The last thing that you might need is a blow dryer, or just something to heat up the figures. You could use boiling water on this one, that would work fine as well. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do, this guy's quite simple. You just want to heat him up with a blow dryer, and you're going to pop off the helmet and the torso. So now we'll pop off the helmet. Comes off nice and easily, and the torso will just raise the arms up, and then there we go. The first thing I would recommend is something I've actually already done this figure on accident. I forgot I had done it, but it's to fix the shins. First thing I recommend doing on this figure is fixing the legs so he can stand better. All I did with this guy was I just simply cut right above the ankle joint into the shins right there. Kind of see it right there with my X-Acto knife to make more space so the ankle can move further. Normally the shin will restrict movement so it's sort of flat. But if you cut just a little bit into the top, right underneath this shin right here, you can move the leg further so he can stand properly with the added weight of the jetpack. All you do for this is literally just get an X-Acto knife and cut down right there. You literally just take it like this and just cut straight down like that. You don't need to make too big of a cut, and you can go slow if you want, but this is hugely essential to get him to stand properly. It's a simple modification, but it goes a long way. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to drill into the torso to make a new joint. See where that joint already is? We're just going to drill straight there and make it sort of so there's more space to put in a new joint. I recommend using either a 5/16 or 3/8 drill bit. This one I believe is a 3/8 drill bit, however a 5/16 would also work. But all you're going to do is just put the drill bit into the already existing hole there and just drill it out. I recommend using a drill bit that is wider than the peg we need to make a joint for, so that way there's enough space for some hot glue to form. If you drill it too tight, then the hot glue will just get pulled out, so bigger is generally better here. So just put that right there in the joint, and we're just going to drill it. Now we're just going to clear them out. And there we go. So now this should allow for the joint to go in there, and we can make a new joint. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drill out the helmet as well. This one, again, you don't need to drill too deep into this, literally just so you can get, I would say, about a centimeter into the head sculpt is all you need to do. Use the same drill bit as before. That is the 3/8 drill bit. You're going to put that right in their helmet and just drill it. Alright, now the way we can check to make sure we drilled enough is just put the head on, make sure it goes down all the way. There we go. It's nice and empty there on the inside, so it's enough space to make a new joint. Now all we're going to do is we're going to get our hot glue gun, heat it up, and move over there. Alright, so now that our hot glue gun is heated up, we're going to start by doing the torso joint. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to take the torso and cover this joint in Vaseline, as we always do. Nice thin layer all around. Just make sure it covers literally everything. I would even go down here, where I don't normally go, down beneath there. And you can even cover the top of the joint in Vaseline as well too, just to make sure hot glue doesn't adhere to this. Alright, that looks pretty good. So now we'll get our hot glue gun, and we're just going to go and fill up all the way inside this hole we just made. Alright, so as you can see here, I filled near the entire torso with hot glue. Only about, I would say, like half a centimeter's left. And so quickly, we're going to get the torso and just put it in there. We're going to leave about a centimeter of space in between the top of the belt and the torso. We're just going to hold them upside down like this for about a minute. Just make sure you keep it steady and try not to move it as much as you can. Alright, so he's done drawing. The torso joint works nicely, and he has that extra little height extension now. However, there's some extra residual glue left over. All I'm going to do is just going to take my X-Acto knife and carefully cut this stuff away. Should come off pretty easily. There we go. And looking good. You can also wash off all the Vaseline to get all that shininess off. And then the last thing we're going to do is just do the helmet. It's going to be the same exact procedure as with the torso. I'm going to put the Vaseline on the neck joint first. Go and make sure it's nicely coated. And all we're going to do is just fill it up with hot glue. Alright, so now we're going to do the helmet. I would again just say to go just a little bit over the hole we made. Make sure there's plenty of hot glue. There we go. Make sure it's nice and flat. We're just going to get our figure, keeping him upside down. Just going to put the neck peg in there. We can flip him right side up and position the head. I would say make it a little high up. Just give it some room. Like it would on a regular person. And that should be good. There's a little bit of hot glue that spilled out. It's not a worry. Since we put the Vaseline on, we can just use the X-Acto knife once it's dry and just cut that away. So now we're just going to let him dry for maybe, I don't know, I would say 5 minutes. And then we're going to check up on him and clean him up. Something I wanted to say real quick is if you're working on this guy, trying to do one of the joints or the helmet, and it just doesn't work, like say it just gets really sticky, messy, doesn't turn out well, don't be afraid just to take him apart and then just either cut or wash off the hot glue inside and then put Vaseline on again, just redo it. It's hot glue, so like it doesn't actually really adhere to stuff, it just kind of sticks to it, so it should be pretty easy to peel off, especially if you do it early. What I would say is just be patient, let it dry, and see how it is after it's dry before you do anything, because it takes a while to dry. Like I would give it at least 5 minutes to be certain that it's dried. And yeah, I know that initially when I was doing this, like I'd be kind of worried because it didn't seem like it would be sticking, like the joint wouldn't be working. So I would just put it down, I would just walk away and come back 5 minutes later and it'd be fine. So just be patient, but also know that if you do feel like you messed it up, you didn't. It's really easy to fix and just do it again. So hopefully that's a little bit of experience that can help you out there. Alright, so that's the end of this tutorial. Hopefully it helped out. Again, you can do this tutorial for the Super Commando or the Mandalorian Loyalist figure. Both work about the same way. They just look a little different. I think this tutorial, it's huge because it fixes the proportions and it also makes it look more like the show. I know in the show they're like kind of lanky, kind of taller, and this makes them more imposing, look more formidable. I think this is a great change. I can't believe these originally came like this. This guy looks like one of the Veggie Tales, like the tomato, whereas this guy actually has some actual imposingness to him, so some size to him, some height, and also he can finally stand straight without needing any modifications. This guy right here he's like leaning forward if you look at him, whereas this guy, he falls over, I'm not careful, whereas this guy's very posable thanks to the improved leg articulation. So anyways, till next time, peace.